I recently met up with some amazing content creators in Poland, and if you watched my video about that trip, you might already know that we did a bunch of cool stuff like mountain biking, flying in a helicopter, and making friends with sheep, but we were also fortunate enough to spend time at the MotionVFX headquarters, and we got to meet the team and the people behind the plugins. I personally use MotionVFX plugins in every single one of my videos, and I was curious to hear which MotionVFX plugins all of these other amazing creators use most often. And I'll link to all of them in the description down below. What's your favorite MotionVFX plugin?
Ooh, okay. So, well, the one I use most, the one I love the most is Film Matte. And it's got a lot of different components that I use. I don't use all the components in it, but it has like a zoom in and zoom out element that lets me just do an easy push in or pull out on a shot, like my A-roll, that kind of thing. It's got some really great camera effects like lens dirt, film grain, even like transitions between segments of my video. So I might use light leaks or the film grain to kind of give the image some character. And I really like this one text effect that they have that has a really cool font and it has kind of some grit on it. I changed the color and I use that for the different sort of chapter breaks of my videos. That one is the one I use the most, and I'll say real quick without going into detail, I use M Tutorial, obviously, Final Cut Pro tutorial channel. I use M Tutorial constantly. One of the best plugin packs that MotionVFX has, and I love it.
Dylan, what's your favorite MotionVFX plugin?
Well, funny you might ask. My favorite MotionVFX plugin is M Documentary. I think for the work that I do, this is a very pretentious pose. Let me sit down. They just came out with M Review, and I like that because I like the glow that they add to presets. M Tracker 3D is great. I just don't use it enough. I use M Roto AI a little bit, and it just snaps really well to people. It's pretty incredible. But I would say, yeah, my favorite is probably their fairly new plugin M Review for what I do. A great one for filmmakers, which I do when I'm not doing editing tutorials, is M Movie Lights. It has like different light flares and stuff that work really well on your footage. Maybe I'm going too in depth here.
We said one favorite.
One?
It's all right. You can have one more.
Okay. Favorite transition plugin is M Transition Noise. I like that analog feel that plugin has. Glitchy, a little, yeah, it's very filmic. That's my favorite transition pack.
Hands down M Cam Rig, because I use it in pretty much every video I do, and those like blurred zooms in and zooms out are just so natural for tutorials. Because I believe my viewers aren't dumb and I don't want to throw like red circles on the screen, so that's a good way to do it, I think.
And free.
And free, yeah.
I would say M Kinetic 2. I use that a lot. I like how you can animate everything. I use it a lot just to bring the viewer's attention to something I'm saying, so they'll like have to read it as it comes on screen. So that is no doubt my favorite one. I do have like a list of favorites where I've got like the subscribe, so it kind of the screen gets smaller and you have the bell, the subscribe, the like button. Apart from that, I do like the kind of cinematic ones, so they look really professional and they give your video, your film that you're creating, vanity project, a more kind of, you know, Hollywood kind of look, and I really like that.
I'd have to say M Tracker 3D, just because it made it so I didn't have that need for After Effects anymore, and that's perfect, you know? I just stay in the Final Cut ecosystem and edit faster.
Ooh, probably my cam rig. That's the one I find myself using a ton. Is that an obscure one? I feel like not a lot of people use it.
Cam rig?
Yeah.
Yeah, the free one.
It's a free one, and you put it on like your footage and it'll zoom in, but then you can rotate the footage and it gives it just a cool vibe. Yeah.
Awesome. How about you, Serge?
I like M Keynote. It lets you highlight stuff, lets you draw shapes, add checklists. Just add one here in post here. But yeah, I use it all the time too.
Fantastic. How about you, Teppo?
I'm using MKBHD's pack probably much on every day.
Solid choice.
Yes, it's a good one.
My favorite plugin is M Tracker 3D. I use that all the time on client projects because being able to just lock a title into the scene really adds that production value, and my clients love that. And another one I use a lot is MKBHD. I use that pack for all sorts of things. I love the zoom tools, and I love the titles. I use that a lot as sort of chapter markers in my videos and some of those backgrounds. So those are the two that I would say I use the most. Here we go.
So a couple of things that you have in the pack is arrows to highlight different stuff, and also these kind of cool looking selection boxes, which are great when you're doing tutorials, because then you can show people what you actually want to show when you're doing screen recordings or something similar. There's also a really cool zoom in that allows you to have a little bit of a prism look and a glitch kind of effect. Very much Peter Lindgren, va?
If you haven't yet seen the video of our trip to Poland, you definitely don't want to miss it, so go ahead and watch that next.